Late 18th century England, the summer of love. Ventilator masks were the hottest fashion, and the Japanese dish, sukiyaki, was all the rage with senile old women. Yes, the high-powered steam locomotive had totally already been invented, and yes, nothing I've said until now has made any sense. Similarly, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night places fun over fact, gameplay over story, and makes no apologies for it. Why? Because it's what people wanted.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to an all-new episode of The Completionist, where we don't just beat the games, we complete them. Before we start today's episode, I just want to bring up a very special event that we're having, which, as all of you may or may not know, we are doing Indieland again this year. Indieland 2020 is happening. It is happening September 25th through the 27th. However, we are having a opening ceremony stream on September 20th, and I have some fun Twitch guests joining me, including Grand Pooh Bear, to play some awesome fun indie games. So, join us as we raise money for charity. Our goal is to raise $100,000 for dementia research. We'd love to have you. Come join us as we play games, we laugh, we talk to devs, and we raise money for a good cause. And this year, if you guys want to join our campaign on Tiltify, you totally can. So if you're a YouTuber or a streamer and you want to join us towards raising our goal, you can actually sign up on Tiltify today, right now, and join us that week as we're going to be streaming to raise money. More on that in the box down below. Now, I've been looking forward to playing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night for quite a while now, and lo and behold, awesome fans like you all agreed that that should happen. For those of you in the Completionist Patreon mini producer tier, I asked you what Metroidvania game I should complete, and this is what you picked. If you'd like to submit what games I should complete on the show, consider joining us over there right now. The next game patrons in this tier are submitting for are GameCube exclusive titles, and there are a slew of great ones to complete. But yes, some of you might say that we are now in a committed partnership, a relationship, you and I, and this episode is our adorable love child. Together, we will face whatever completion challenges come our way and create something bigger than the both of us. I can't wait to see what happens with our beautiful baby Bloodstained. You know, child support payments are due on the first of every month. And here we are. Patreon is a monthly service. This was a mistake. Why did you all convince me that we should? This was dumb. I'm no one's father. I'm out. I could be yours. No, I'm out.
Here comes a new challenger! Yes! Danger!
Ritual of the Night is the main game in the Bloodstained series, a recent addition to the Metroidvania genre. Fans wanted this game so bad that their willingness to contribute to its creation was absolutely unprecedented. This excitement for a spiritual successor to Castlevania Symphony of the Night comes down to Bloodstained's creator, Koji Igarashi. To know Bloodstained is to know Igarashi, aka Iga. This brilliant mind behind Symphony of the Night and other Castlevania favorites cemented a new subgenre of games known as Igavania. But as time went on, Konami was like, people don't want side-scrolling dungeon crawlers anymore. And Iga was like, okay, cool, I'm out. He then flipped his desk over, threw a stack of papers in the air, sucker punched the douchebag in payroll who always spelled his name wrong, and passionately made out with his mistress in accounting, all before holding up 2 middle fingers as he walked out of the Konami building in slow motion. At least that's how I imagine how it all went down. With the wind at his back, Iga set out on his own to pursue his passion project that is Bloodstained. Following the example of Mighty No. 9, Kickstarter got the Bloodstained ball rolling with the goal of $500,000, which it achieved in 4 hours. Stretch goals were implemented, and supporters managed to raise over $5.5 million. Now that, my friends, set the record for most money raised ever for a crowdfunded video game campaign, until Shenmue 3 did the same thing a few months later. I'm still not exactly sure how I feel about that. But I am sure that Bloodstained's hype was record-breaking and that Iga is a boss. No, like he is a boss, like in the game. Like you can fight him. He repeatedly kills you until you come back after leveling up a lot, or you buy a bunch of food to mitigate the damage and defeat the game's creator. Trust me, I've wanted to fight game developers, but never in this way before. Ritual of the Night follows the Castlevania playbook by having you explore a giant castle. You fight demons, gain new abilities through the shards that they drop, and collect and craft a plethora of items. It's a tried and true journey of, I'm gonna go there, oh wait, I can't go there, so I'm gonna go here, and later I'll probably have the thing that lets me go there. The story puts you in the spiked heels of Miriam, one of the few surviving shard binders, people experimentally infused with demon powers. You awake from a 10-year coma to discover that your shard binder homie Jeeble has turned to the demon dark side, summoned a giant castle from hell, and plans to enslave humanity. With the help of a charming chemist, a sexy nun, and Fallout Boy samurai, it's up to Miriam to defeat Jeeble and his demon cohorts and send the castle back to the underworld. Alright, so a horror game set in the past seems like an unlikely place for humor and pop culture references. If the protagonist from Layers of Fear said, I'm attempting to do a portrait of my wife, then I probably would not be a fan of Layers of Fear. However, Bloodstained is Igavania, and the rules are different. Fans would be remiss if a little personality didn't show through, and Ritual of the Night achieves this with copious amounts of Easter eggs. This game is chock full of Easter eggs. It seemed like at least every other room contained something with a hidden story behind it, and in my completion journey, I got to learn them all. Iga's favorite bit of pop culture hit me early on when I killed a demon and it dropped a stone mask from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, one of hundreds of items needed for the item collector achievement. Well, I'm guessing Iga is a big fan of JoJo because it gets its fair share of references. By mindlessly holding up on the D-pad for a few seconds, I didn't expect Miriam to strike some flashy poses straight out of the anime. I also learned that the name of the castle's vampire librarian, OD, refers to the main JoJo villain, Dio. OD is special in that there's a secret way to piss him off and have him appear as an optional boss. Since defeating OD gets you closer to the Demonologist achievement, the shard he drops gets you closer to the Shardmaster achievement, and since defeating him without taking damage also gives you a special boss token, guess who's about to piss off a vampire? This guy. If Odie's name said backwards isn't enough of a correlation to Dio, his time-stopping standstill ability certainly is. The ability's animation accompanied by the ticking clock sound effect is absolutely identical to how Dio's The World power is portrayed in the JoJo anime. And just as Dio's power gives him a ruthless advantage in any fight, Odie's standstill ability makes him hard as hell. While getting my ass handed to me time and time again, I took some solace in that my man, Iga, took great pains to show a lot of love to one of his major influences. Oh, and getting OD's shard meant that I could then use the standstill ability. You might say I OD'd on OD's ability. Iga's ode to Dio indeed. After finishing my first playthrough, I found it odd that I had explored 100% of the map, but still had a blank spot on my demon list. How could I have explored everything and not have encountered every demon? You know, I once heard a Japanese urban legend that originated online in the early 2000s. It can only be seen in wide open spaces from a distance until an unfortunate soul focuses their gaze. Oh there it is. This is the Kun Kun, basically the Japanese version of Slender Man. Now, I thought it was awesome that Iga included the Kun Kun as an Easter egg in his game and introduced it in a way that resembles the legend. It's times like these when I'm so happy to be a completionist because I would have easily missed it had I not needed to fulfill the demon list and get its Resist Curses shard for the Shardmaster achievement. All right, now this next Easter egg, you guys all know that I'm going to be obsessed with. Shovel Knight. Iga worked with Yacht Club to put Shovel Knight in this game. That's him right there. I mean, look at him as we speak in the armor. Yes, he's called Shovel Armor in the game, but look at the boy. He's blue, he's got a shovel, he's a knight. That's Shovel Knight. Now, this Easter egg didn't really throw me off guard because I knew about it, but two things about it. One, it's frickin' Shovel Knight, but two, we have Iga, the Castlevania king, showing deference to the little indie game that could. Him and his team are telling the world, we love Shovel Knight and we want you all to know it. And that kind of respect brings a tear to my eye. And those are just Easter eggs of Iga's influences. Kickstarter backers were immortalized in numerous ways, like having their image in the castle's portraits, many of them poltergeist demons, or by turning their adorable pets into deadly foes. But oh man, it's the Castlevania Easter eggs that come non-stop. OD has double Easter egg duty in that he's basically Alucard. They share similar design, attacks, dialogue, the middle name Fahrenheit, and even voice actors. The Coachman is a callback to Symphony's Ferryman, the Revenant mini-boss that has a strong resemblance to Simon Belmont.
Lindsay's list of people you must avenge is loaded with the names of Castlevania characters, including Simon and Richter. And the king himself, Iga, fights like the lord of all vampires that we love to kill time and time again, Dracula. The list just goes on. What I love most about the Castlevania Easter eggs is that they feel like a message directly from Iga. Konami may have the intellectual property, but I have the heart and soul of Castlevania. And with Easter eggs of his influences and the backers that supported him, the road to completion felt personal. I wasn't just playing a game, I was joining a community. As we continue to nurture this child, you're probably thinking that I'm a fan of this game. You are not mistaken in the least. It throws some great surprises at you and makes every step into an unknown room a gamble. Will this be a save point allowing me to regain my health and of course save, or will I stumble into a den of poisonous frogs, get wrecked, and lose all of my progress? The unknown was treacherous, frightening, and exciting. However, between those moments of excitement, the game tired me out. Treacherous, frightening, and exciting often turned to predictable, tedious, and exhausting. There were times when I was ready to move on, but there was always one more challenge to be met. One more obstacle on the road to completion. Honestly, I was prepared for the first tiring element of this game, which was the realm of plot, character, and dialogue. Ritual of the Night inherits not just Castlevania's strength of dynamic gameplay, but the weakness of cliché storytelling, which does little more than further the gameplay along. I feel like the template for the setting of Igavania games simply says, place, Europe, time, the past. And they do little more to specify it. Sure, the game throws out some dates, but the anachronisms are so rampant that the dates are meaningless. Look, it's the late 1700s, and I just want to know who gave that demon a electric guitar. The story isn't much better, as many plot twists are telegraphed well in advance. We are now entering a bit of a spoiler territory, so skip ahead if need be. G-Bull is presented to us as the main antagonist and is accompanied by the demon Gremory. The moment I saw Gremory, I told myself, well, get ready to fight that thing later in the game. Alfred appears to be a villain and even provides some pretty fun boss battle moments, but his single track to determination strongly indicates an altruistic motive, and any conflict he has with Miriam is based on misunderstandings. On the other hand, Dominic here is presented as an ally, but her motives are unclear and she keeps turning up in unlikely places, making it painfully obvious that she's scheming against you. Add on some melodramatic dialogue that sounds like what someone thought was elevated in classic speech, and you have a recipe for mediocrity. Some of this dialogue cracked me up for the wrong reasons.
If you bring me the ingredients, I can use alchemy to prepare meals for us.
Alright guys, be honest with me. Was that supposed to be a joke? I believe that alchemy is also known as cooking. Next, he's gonna use alchemy to clean the dishes by loading up the dishwasher and adding soap. Look, I know this all sounds harsh. It's just that a well-written story can really compensate for any lulls in gameplay by giving the player purpose. But in this case, there's no salvation to be found here. So what are these exhausting things I'm asking for salvation from? Well, the grinds for one. Now again, I'll preface by saying that the grinding could be worse. In the completion quest for getting all the shards, upgrading all the shards, getting all the enemy item drops, and getting all the items in the game, you're often killing multiple birds with one stone. There's just so many damn birds to kill. Getting a rare substance like gold isn't hard, but as so many items are crafted with these materials and multiple shards are enhanced with them, farming them takes a lot of work. Yes, I could just buy the gold, but it's damn expensive. It would mean postponing the Gilded Youth achievement of getting your bank up to 500,000 coins. To add insult to injury, a lot of items I received by grinding and crafting and spending and grinding and crafting weren't that great. Going through all that trouble just to default to my existing gear made all that work, running in and out of the same room over and over again, killing the same enemies over and over again, feels kinda pointless. Okay, so I did my grinding, I filled my demon compendium, my item compendium, my shard compendium, enhanced all the shards, and got all the achievements in the game, right? I did a playthrough on normal, on hard, and nightmare mode. What else is there to do? A lot. I defeated every boss without taking damage in order to get their special tokens added to my archives. That was not easy, but it's done. Now I've got to do a brand new playthrough as the alternate character Zangetsu. Okay, so this isn't so bad, seeing as how unlike Miriam, he is preloaded with diverse abilities, a decent weapon, and can access almost any location from the very beginning. This is actually pretty awesome, playing familiar territory, but with brand new mechanics. It's extremely similar to playing Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland as Kirby and then switching over to Meta Knight. So on normal and hard modes, Zangetsu can hack his way through hordes of enemies and level up quickly. Beating the game allows you to fight a secret boss that can only be encountered with Zangetsu. On Nightmare mode, you never level up. You stay at level 1 stats the entire playthrough. Now in this scenario, Miriam is far superior because at least she can enhance her shards and obtain quality gear to compensate for the level 1 stats. With Zangetsu, however, you have nothing but pure skill to rely on. Now, lean into the video. You all listening to this? Lean in real close. You ready? The Nightmare Zangetsu playthrough is a nightmare. It is hard, crazy hard. As a fan of this game, I will tell you that if you choose to master it, to learn the intricacies of boss hitboxes and invincibility frames, and find the perfect balance between aggressive and defensive tactics, you are about to embark on a noble, grueling endeavor, and I wish nothing but the best for you. If you are okay with learning a game the way you would learn a musical instrument, honing your skills over time, and putting in the work, then get your copy of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night right away, and happy trails. If you are an adult living in the now who doesn't have a YouTube channel where you have to complete games and you've got a family and or friends and or a job and or a mortgage and or other games to play, I recommend that you have some fun with Bloodstained Ritual of the Night and go live your life. I expected this game to have some challenging moments. I did not expect it to test the limits of my gaming ability. I didn't expect to dig deep in my core and study this game like I was back in AP Chemistry. Holy shit. Nightmare requires perfection with Zangetsu. Level 1 stats means that at least half your health bar is gone with any tiny mistake, and you'll have plenty of time to make tiny mistakes since the amount of damage you do is laughable. I can recall, not fondly, dancing around Alfred, landing attack after attack, only to be wiped out later by time-slowing bubbles. The final boss is nowhere near the hardest, but he comes immediately on the heels of the second to last boss. Yes, I improved, but since I had no intention of getting this good at Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, any success was accompanied by exhaustive relief instead of joy. The same story goes with the speedrun mode, the randomizer mode, boss rush mode, and the boss revenge mode. The game even includes timers for most of these, encouraging players to improve their skills, master their game, and upload all of their evidence to YouTube. Now, I particularly enjoyed boss revenge mode in that it allows you to play as one of the 4 game's bosses and pits you against 4 of the game's protagonists. Each one plays completely different, and getting comfortable with them was a fun challenge. But getting comfortable with and mastering are 2 wildly different things with Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. So again, I was ready to move the fuck on. The exhaustion caused by a weak story and grinding was rough, but at least I somewhat expected this. The toil I underwent with Zangetsu on Nightmare really took me to the brink. Now that I've dropped baby Bloodstained off at the in-laws and I'm looking in the rearview mirror, let's see what we got here. As I check my notes, I can verify that we got nothing. I'm not mad. Fake fury aside, I'm actually not that surprised, nor am I broken up about it. Most of the rewards, I feel, were manifested as new abilities and sweet gear to overpower Miriam and allow her to tear through New Game Plus. Yeah, getting all those shards gave me an achievement, but it also rewarded me with Jeebel's glasses and the infinite mana that came with it. Completing Susie's side quests encouraged me to make many of the meals needed for the item collector achievement, but also rewarded me with the recycle hat and the infinite ammo it bestows upon any gun. Equipping the ultra powerful diamond bullets and the recycle hat made me feel like I was gifted the unlimited rocket launcher at the end of a Resident Evil game. Unlimited super ammo and mana meant once again an opportunity to play Bloodstained in an entirely new and different way. There's no game art, no extra cutscene. Ritual of the Night merely rewards you with more ways to play Ritual of the Night. Now, I'm content with knowing that it doesn't want to be that one game you played and stopped when you got all the stuff, but to be that 90s game that you continue to play and hone like a musical instrument. That being said, I'm no concert violinist, and I will gladly give first chair up to whomever is up for the challenge. While I completed Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, there were 2
241 deaths. At least 75% of those were from my nightmare attempt with Zangetsu.
21 techniques mastered, most of which I never used outside of the mastering process, but it got me to find my favorite moves. 536 different items obtained. I found them, I crafted them, I cooked them, and I killed for them. 45 achievements unlocked, the last being a beautiful aria sung by a sprite as Miriam plays the piano.
113 hours played. Lots of blood.
And one more playable character whose announcement may be the one thing that draws me back into this game later down the road.
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night was a race to the finish line as I kept discovering new things to do, like modes, technique mastery, and achieving tokens. The thing is, I enjoyed it. Koji Igarashi's dream has come to life, and I love that he has let his fans be a part of it and give thanks in kind. Hell, he needed us to be a part of it. And as far as this journey of parenthood that we've embarked on together, I can say that I've grown a lot, and I've enjoyed this experience immensely, but the copious amounts of fruitless grinding and challenges has led me to gladly relinquish custody to you and agree to extremely limited visitation rights. I am ready to raise other children, okay? So, with that in mind, guys, I give this game my completionist rating of finish it.
Finish it!